Dominic has gone through hell. And so Dominic and Blake carried on real bad the other day when their place was being destroyed. And they said some stuff that appeared to many to be very racist and so forth and so on. And Dominic was ringing on the N-word and all that other stuff. And yeah, it was rough. But I realized if somebody taking my bread out of my mouth, I'll be screaming everything in the book and I'll be saying worse things than that. Because I'm not going to sit idly by as someone takes bread in my mouth. Out my mouth. And we know plenty of persons who the situation was far worse. Now watch this. As they talk about declaring Blake's property, because remember now, this is happening on Majority Rule Day, which is a holiday in the Bahamas, and it is happening not on a Haitian property. It is happening not in a shanty town. It is happening on the property of a Bahamian citizen. We got shanty towns that do exist in Abaco. We have shanty towns that still do exist in Nassau. But you know what? This shroud of this fight against illegal immigration was used to perpetrate Clay Speeding's personal agenda against Blake Pinder. Now, let me take it a little bit further because some people don't understand this. Let me take it a little bit further. There has never been an arrest on Blake Pinder's property of an illegal immigrant. Never been. If there was, he called the police for them because they was not supposed to be on his property. Because when Spanish Wells citizens took their Haitian laborers to Blake so that Blake could provide them with housing, one of the first things he would do is ask for them to produce their documents, meaning their work permit, and any other relevant documents to ensure that they were in the Bahamas legally. Because remember now, the fight isn't against legal migrants, but illegal migrants. Now, on Majority Rule Day, we're using the authority of the majority to intimidate a Bahamian citizen. And there are some people who won't understand this argument because they really don't care. They can't appreciate this. But I went there and I stood on the soil. And I stood by Clay's house. And I stood by Blake's house. I know. So I ain't talking off the top of my head. I've been there. But if we fighting illegal immigration, what the hell are we doing on the Bahamian people, on the property of Bahamians? We got many Bahamians who got some stuff, some undocumented structures on their property right now. And ain't nobody fighting them. Because if the argument is about undocumented structures, then yeah. But that's not what the argument was about. They only used that as a cover to take advantage of Blake and his sister. That's all it was. And they paid that sissy JJ percentage. They paid JJ $200,000 to execute this project, allegedly. All of this is alleged. But they paid JJ this money not because. So he got $200,000 to do less than $50,000 worth of work. But that was payoff because they wanted JJ to withdraw from his fight against Sylvanus Petty for the nomination in Harbor Island. That's what that was all about. And so that's why JJ, who's a psychopath, had no problems going into Spanish Wells on Russell Island to destroy Blake's place. He had no problems going there to destroy them. None whatsoever. Because they believe that they're answering to Blake. They don't understand that they're answering to God Almighty. They think it's Blake they're answering to. It ain't Blake. Because you have to understand that whatever you sow, you can reap.